Hi, hi, welcome back, guys, for another tropical update for July 6th, 2017. Happy Thursday to you all. And as you can see here, we have a newly tropical system in the Atlantic basin. Newly formed tropical depression 4, or fourth cyclone of the season. As you can see here, this thing got upgraded by the National Hurricane Center last night. They just found a pretty well defined circulation, as you can see here. Very well defined circulation, as you can see here, but as of now, you can clearly see that the thunderstorm activity is starting to decrease. Now, this is due to all of the dry air. You see all of this up here? All this is dry air trying to get entrained. And I don't even know if it's starting to get entrained into the system right now, because I think some of it is, because as you can see here, yeah, clearly, yeah, some of it's starting to get entrained in here. You can clearly see how, wow, and then all of a sudden, somewhat okay. That's the way it went, because you can see, look at that burst of thunderstorm activity, pretty amazing. And then it started to drop off, and now it looks like it's weakening, as you can see here. Because we have a lot of dry air in trains right now. As you can see here, it's not really that defined as of now. I mean, it was really this morning, but as you can see here, it's starting to look like it's starting to weaken. I do believe it's because of the dry air that's entrained here, and there's an upper low there's an upper low way off screen up here that may shear it a little bit. Out of this direction, this direction right here. And while the wind shear is not going to help, the dry air, all this is dry air up here. See all this circus clouds? All that is dry air. So I don't think it's going to help the system. This thing will weaken as it moves in that direction, west-northwestward. I mean, almost all the models take it in that direction as of now. And this is the National Hurricane Center's outlook, official forecast from the 11 a.m. advisory. You can clearly see the system's right here, right? And they'll be heading in that direction as of now. This is the forecast from now. As you can see here, it remains as a tropical depression almost all through its lifetime. But I don't know if it's going to get upgraded. We just gotta wait and see if it does get upgraded. But chances are it's not going to strengthen that much. It may strengthen up to a 35 mile per hour tropical depression. Right now the winds are at 30 miles per hour, and the forecast is up to 35 miles per hour. So yeah, as you can see here, a lot of models have it heading in that direction, but it has it weakening by the time it gets to this area over here. It's because of all the dry air. I'll show you in the model right now. What am I talking about? What's all the dry air in this area of the world over here? Usually this area of the world is usually favorable, but as of for now, it's not. You can clearly see this is the system right now. As you can see here, this is the system right now. You can clearly see the dew point temperature and surface path are all tightly packed. As you can see here, that's pretty good. You can note that it's starting to separate a little bit. This is indicating dry air is starting to get in. You can clearly see as I move the future cast. You can see all these brown colors are dry. The brown colors are dry air. You can clearly see that. The brown colors is dry air, and the green colors is humidity and wetter than normal air. As you can see here, you can clearly see some of that dry air is starting to like pretty good. You can see the systems right here. By the time we get to hour 102, you can clearly see what am I talking about. So by the time it gets to over here, I don't know what happens after that, because number one, we got a shortwave coming. Number one, we got a shortwave coming from the Midwest and heading in that direction, and the ridge is what's steering this thing westward. So this could be our next named storm, but it's pretty uncertain because this thing will be fighting dry air as of now. It will be fighting it, but I don't know if it's going to get named or not. That's the issue right there. That's what the GFS is showing. Clearly see the dry air is starting to get entrained into the system. Now, this is the European run. You can clearly see this is 3 days ago. This is up to now. You can clearly see the system right there. What am I talking? The system's right here, as you can see here. But because of that dry air, you notice that it just barely straightens, like literally. It's right here, as you can see here. Then where the heck it goes is over here, right? Then it's gone. Poof, it's gone. It's gone. So European doesn't really develop this thing, as you can see here. And this is the trade wind pattern for the next couple of days. You can see these are anomalous westerlies over here in the tropical Atlantic. Very strong trade winds in the mid-latitudes. That's somewhat favorable, because these are, the oranges indicate weaker than normal trade winds out in the tropical Atlantic. Now that's favorable. We'll go out to 10 days, it's the same thing. You can see, so we may have remained pretty much the same thing all through for the next 10 days. Very weak trade pattern in the tropical Atlantic, because number one, this is conducive for future named storms. As you can see here, we could see lower than normal wind shear, but any upper lows or dry air is not going to help any systems. So yeah, as of for now, the nav jam, this model has this system. Here's the system right now, as you can see here. As time goes on, you can see it barely strengthens it. Anyways, as you can see here, the models don't really develop it, as you can see here. But you can clearly see, wait, I don't know if the trade wind, wait, is the wind shear going to be high? That's the issue, is we're going to see high wind shear. And yes, we are going to see high wind shear, as you can see here. This is the jet stream pattern for the next days, as you can see here. Notice the trade wind pattern, I mean, not trade, check out the wind shear pattern, as you can see here. Boy, that's a pretty strong, the system's going to be right here by the time we get to next week. And the wind shear is going to be pretty high, and it's not good for the system. Notice that we're going to have all the dry air in place over here out in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, and as of for now, the system will be struggling a lot, as of for now. But for now, the system is pretty well defined, but it wasn't, as you can see here. And once again, calling for the National Hurricane Center. Next update will be later, or thanks for watching.